Hello team, and good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you happen to be in the here and now. My name is Nathan Morris. I'm the Chief Technologist and CEO here at Worktopia. You may remember me from your last support request, but today it's all about something that will make your workday easier and more secure, and that is Keeper Password Manager. So what is Keeper? Well, without further chit chat, let's get straight into it. So first up, we'll watch a quick 1-minute video just to learn about what Keeper is and exactly what it is it does.
Forgot your password? Need to reset your account login? Ready to move past all that? Keeper remembers passwords so you don't have to, and keeps your organization safe from cyber criminals. 82% of breaches involve a weak, stolen, or reused password, like your dog's name, your favorite team, or what you had for breakfast this morning. SSO covers some of the apps and websites you use for work, but not all of them. Keeper bridges the gap, keeps you and all of your passwords safe. The Keeper Vault generates and stores strong, random passwords to protect sensitive logins, information, data, and files. It can be accessed from any browser and on any device, including personal devices used for work. Integrations for multi-factor authentication and single sign-on give you rapid and safe access to your accounts. And the Keeper browser extension autofills credentials online. Teams can securely share sensitive records with each other and outside parties. When you use Keeper, you do your part to protect yourself and your organization from attack. Cybersecurity starts with password security, and password security starts with using Keeper.
All right, let's dive into what we're going to be covering today. For this particular video, we're going to try and keep things just to the basics, as Keeper does have a very extensive range of training videos that you can go take a deep dive on a particular feature or learn how to do something. For this video though, we want to show you the very basics and how to get started. That will be how to sign in for the first time, how to import passwords from Google Chrome or Edge if you have any in there, as well as how to sign in going forward. So whether that be in the browser with Keeper Fill or through the desktop app. There is also a mobile app, but we won't be diving too much into that one today. We're going to keep this video focused just on the desktop flow. So it would be prudent to get started with Keeper's official Keeper 101 video. But in this one, I'm going to watch along with you so I can pause and give you some clarification on some things as we go. Alrighty, let's get started.
What is Keeper? Keeper is a cloud-based password management application and digital vault that protects and stores your website logins and passwords, financial information, and other sensitive documents and information. Keeper can generate unique, secure passwords for you that you can unlock with a single master password or through single sign-on. Keeper makes it easy to log into websites without having to remember multiple passwords. Your passwords are synced across all of your devices, such as your smartphone, tablet, and computer. Keeper sharing features allow you to securely share login information with your teams and coworkers. Keeper provides users with built-in tools such as our password change feature that will update your passwords for you and can even warn you when it detects an at-risk password. Keeper provides the highest levels of security and at the same time provides a simple user experience. With over 15 million users worldwide, Keeper Security is the proven industry leader with the most secure and certified solution in the industry. Passwords are the single greatest cause of a data breach. 81% of data breaches are due to weak or stolen passwords. Keeper provides an affordable and simple way for companies to solve the root cause of most data breaches. By helping businesses generate strong passwords as well as manage and securely share them among teams, they significantly reduce the risk of a data breach. The Keeper platform. Keeper provides a suite of applications across multiple platforms, allowing you to seamlessly access your Keeper Vault from anywhere on any device. In this video, we have provided some of the most common use cases meant to help you use Keeper to its full potential. For daily use on a work computer, the most common scenario is the need to fill usernames and passwords while browsing the web. Keeper offers a browser extension called Keeper Fill that will automatically fill your login credentials for you or create new password records for sites you haven't logged into before. Keeper Fill is available on all popular browsers including Chrome, Firefox, Edge, and Safari.
So for our clients, the browser extension will be installed automatically. So you shouldn't need to do this. It should be there ready for you to go.
From organizing your password records into folders, sharing logins with your coworkers, and importing passwords from your web browsers, Keeper's Web Vault is the tool to use. You can use Keeper's Web Vault through a web browser, or if you prefer, we have a Keeper desktop application for Windows, Mac, and Linux that provides enhanced functionality, allowing you to log into your desktop programs and native applications with just a few clicks or hotkeys.
So the desktop application will also be installed automatically for you, but should you not be finding it on your desktop, you will be able to install it self-serve from the company portal. We'll show you that a little bit later here.
Most users find that creating and updating existing passwords is most easily accomplished on our web browser and desktop application. Once you've created your password records, using those records on your phone or tablet is easy. Simply download Keeper for iOS or Android from the App Store and log in. You can then activate Keeper Fill on your mobile device to seamlessly fill your logins on mobile web browsers and apps.
So it is worth noting there that that is subject to your workplace policies. And if you're approved to access resources, work resources outside the office, but typically that would be enforced by us if you're not allowed. But if you're unsure, please do check with your manager.
How we keep your data safe. Keeper's platform is built on what is called zero-knowledge architecture. This means we don't know your master password, and we don't have any way of accessing the passwords in your vault. All of your data is encrypted and decrypted locally on your device and can only be unlocked with either your master password or single sign-on authentication, depending on your company's requirements. This ensures only you are able to access your confidential information. If you are signing in with a master password, it is important that you create a strong master password that only you know. For businesses and enterprise users who use SSO, it is equally important that you have a strong password to your SSO environment, as those credentials will be used to protect your Keeper vault.
So again, for our clients, you won't actually have a master password. Your Microsoft Work account will be your master password. And yeah, that will be nice and seamless sign-in for you.
Another safeguard we use to protect your data is two-factor authentication. Often referred to as 2FA, this means that in addition to your master password, you are required to provide a second piece of information to prove you are who you say you are when you log into your vault. It works by setting a time-based one-time password to another device you own, such as a cell phone, to confirm that you are trying to log into Keeper. 2FA adds an increased level of security to your lock. 2FA implementation and functionality will differ based on your organization's requirements. For example, organizations that implement SSO will often enforce 2FA through the SSO provider and not on Keeper itself.
And that will also be the case for us. Your 2FA will be enforced at the Microsoft account level. It won't be compulsory for you to set up 2FA again in Keeper, and basically unnecessary. But if you do go ahead and do it, that's okay as well. It just will make it a little bit easier when you log in from a new device. You'll be able to approve it through that rather than having to approve it from an old device.
Keeper is also compatible with all methods of biometric authentication for Mac, Windows, iOS, and Android. If biometric login is configured on a user's device and enabled by the organization in Keeper, this eliminates the requirement for users to enter their Keeper master password or their SSO password in SSO-enabled environments.
Again, this will also be the case when you're on a Worktopia managed work PC. Sign in to Keeper shouldn't actually prompt you for your Microsoft password again. It should just happen. You have already signed in the morning at your PC, so you are already authenticated. If, of course, you're working outside the office, then you may get an MFA prompt when you're signing in.
Keeper increases productivity gains. 40 to 50% of help desk calls are estimated to be password related, such as resetting employees' forgotten passwords. There is a significant productivity gain by rolling out Keeper to you as a user and your organization. In today's enterprise, being able to log in quickly and seamlessly across multiple platforms ensures you can remain productive. When you don't need to worry about remembering passwords, the time and cost savings are massive to you, your team, and organization. This concludes our introduction to Keeper for business and enterprise users. For more information, we encourage you to check out our complete library of tutorial videos for detailed step-by-step instructions on a wide range of topics for the Keeper Web Vault, browser extension, and mobile applications. Thanks for watching.
Alrighty, well, let's go get you signed in. So we have logged into our work PC, and the first thing we're going to do to get kickstarted with Keeper is log in for the first time. To do that, we're going to use Microsoft Edge and not a different browser for our first one. We'll make sure we use Microsoft Edge. So go ahead and open that. You should find it in your Start menu. Otherwise, you may find it pinned down to your taskbar as well. Now, when Microsoft Edge opens, you should get the new tab page. And in that, we have made bookmarks for you for Keeper Vault and both ourselves as well, if you need some help. In the first login, I'm going to have you use this bookmark button here rather than signing into the extension straight away, which you may see. Alternatively, if you're not seeing this bookmark here, you can go ahead and go to myapps.microsoft.com in your web browser, and you should find Keeper pinned up there under Featured, or you can search for Keeper up here under Search, and you'll also find it there. So either one of those methods, either via My Apps or from the bookmark, is the way to go for the first one. So we'll go ahead and click that one. Now at this point, you may need to type in your work email address and hit Next. And the magic of single sign-in is happening now. In this case, our demo user is already signed into the work PC. We're connected through Windows, so we don't need to go ahead and enter our password again. We can skip that process, that step, and just click, yes, that's us, which is authenticating against our work PC. And that's it. We're logged in. It should be as simple as that. So our account is now set up. Our Vault is provisioned and ready. And our next step would be to log into the browser extension if it hasn't already done that for us. In this case, it has. So we are good to go. Now, for our next steps, we will look at importing our passwords from Google Chrome and Microsoft Edge. We'll then delete those passwords from the browser. So we know that they're just living cozy and safe in Keeper, and we'll use them from there going forward. Now, for this process, it is going to be easier to do it using the desktop app. So being that it should already be installed for you, we'll go on that presumption. But if it is not, you can self-serve install that from the company portal. So just go to Start menu, Company Portal, and we've even pinned it up there under Featured Apps for you. In this case, you can see it's installed, so I don't need to do anything further. But if it's not, just click on it and click the install button up in the top right hand corner. In this case, Keeper is already installed for us and we are good to go. Under the Start menu, you should find it under Recommended, or you can type in Keeper and it should pop up for you. So we'll go ahead and open that one. So this Keeper is an actual desktop app. The advantages of this is it will allow us to manage passwords outside just a browser workflow. So say, for example, Mild. You may inject your Mild passwords using Keeper or any other desktop application for that matter. So we'll go ahead and click Sign In. And in this case, I'm going to have to enter my work email again and hit Next. Cool. So if I haven't set up MFA, which we're not making mandatory because that is managed through Microsoft, your Microsoft account, Keeper does a special kind of MFA when it needs to. In this case, what it's wanting us to do is just double check that we are who we are, because we are logging in from a different device or a different platform. In this case, it's a different platform. We're logging in from a desktop app when we used the browser before. So it just wants to make sure we are who we are. There's two ways you can do this. You can either shoot off a request to us and we'll approve that for you, or you can do a Keeper push. So if I hit Keeper push, now if I had set up my 2FA, that would come to my 2FA device, my mobile device. In this case, I have opted not to set up 2FA in Keeper. So I'm going to go back to where I'd first logged in. And you'll see there that it has popped up with my 2FA request within Keeper itself. So that's quite a neat little feature. So I'm going to go ahead and say yes and just confirm that that is me. And now if I go back over to my desktop app, you'll see that it has successfully logged in and I'm logged into Keeper. Excellent. Now what we're going to do is import our passwords from Chrome and Edge. So up in the top right-hand corner where you see your name, I want you to click on that one for me and hit Settings. Now down under the Import button, the first option is from a browser and we're going to hit Import. Now in this case, no passwords are found, so I don't need to do anything. If there had been, they would have popped up and you can just click the button, import, and that's that. So I'm going to close that one away. Now in here, you also have other options if you want to start consolidating your passwords as well, and highly encourage you to get in there and do this now. Strike it while the iron's hot. You can bring it in from other password managers if you happen to be using those already, or you can bring it in from a spreadsheet or CSV if you happen to be doing it super old school in a spreadsheet. I would say that passwords are better in Keeper than not at all. If they're not in Keeper, they're in the wrong place. So let's go ahead and get the process rolling. Export will not be available to you. That will be limited and switched off. And if we're needing to do any of that, just go ahead and escalate that issue to Worktopia. Okay. So we've imported our passwords into Keeper and they will be reflecting in here now. And I'll throw some demo ones in here in a moment so you can see what that's looking like as we move on to our next steps. But before we get there, I want to show you how to delete your existing passwords out of the browser so they're not getting conflicted and confused if they happen to exist. For Microsoft Edge, we're going to go up to the address bar and we're going to type in edge://wallet/passwords and hit enter. Now, if you have any passwords in here, they'll be in there and you'll be able to delete them out. For Google Chrome, we're going to go up to the address bar and type in Chrome//password-manager and hit enter. Now from here, we'll be able to go through our existing records one by one and delete those out. Or alternatively, we can live dangerous and go down to the settings and choose delete data. And that will remove all of our existing passwords. Now, make sure that you don't do this until you have done the previous steps where we've imported our passwords using the desktop app. Once you've done that, feel free to proceed. So let's go through what it actually feels like to log in with Keeper and use Keeper Fill. In this case, we're going to go with 0 again as our example. And we've gone directly to the login page of 0 and it's popped up for us with the notification that we can log in automatically here. If it didn't do that, we would get the little Keeper icon in the login fields as well that we could choose. Of course, you can just search for whichever app you're looking for up in the Keeper extension as well and click launch from there. But in this case, we're going to go ahead and click fill. Now you notice here it's filled the records, but it hasn't clicked login for us. If we would like it to do that for us, we can change that up in here under our settings. And down in the preferences down here, you can change how you'd like that to go. But by default, you do need to click the login button. This is our first login with this account into 0. So it's prompted us to set up our multi-factor or 2FA. Typically, we would do this on a mobile device, and that is still an option, but you now have the option to actually bring that into Keeper as well, which is arguably pretty cool and a lot easier than reaching for your phone when you need those 2FA codes. So let's go ahead and do that now, and we'll see what that looks like. Now, in this case, we're not going to be doing the 0 Verify app. We're going to be using our own because we want to use Keeper, so we'll choose Use My Own app. And here's where things can get a little bit tricky because it's given out the QR code. And how do we get that QR code into Keeper without flipping to the mobile app? Well, we can actually use the desktop app for that. If we are determined to use the browser app, we could use the snipping tool, take a snip, save that, and use that file later to upload it. But for the for method of simplicity, we're going to go ahead and flip over to the desktop app. We will find our record and edit that one. And down the bottom, we will find the two-factor code section. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that one. And it's giving me the two options, either QR code or manual entry. We want QR code. And if we had done the snipping tool trick, we would upload our file here. But in this case, because we're using the desktop keeper app, we can just cheat and use scan. Now, it can't see that QR code right now, so let's flip back over to that screen where it can, and it's grabbed it. Cool. Back over to Keeper. It saved that in there for us. Awesome. We'll hit save on that one. Now, I'll copy that, come back over here, continue on, and it looks like it's actually pre-filled that for us, but it didn't. That must have been the old one, and we're in. So I've pasted that in that case, but later on when we actually go to log in, we'll be able to right click in here, choose Keeper, and you can actually inject the 2FA code from in there. I won't go too deep down that tree because I've got a lot of other logins. In this case, I'm not going to do the backup email. I'm actually going to do security questions. If I was to do that, I could actually save those security questions and answers if I wanted down into my notes section, which would be nice and secure as a bit of a backup. But I'll skip all that for you for now, and we'll move on to the last bit. In this one, I'm going ahead and trying to reset my password. And Keeper has popped up for me and said, hey, would you like me to assist you with that? And we're going to go ahead and say yes and see what happens. So to do so, we just need to follow the instructions on screen. In this case, we're doing a full password reset because we don't know our existing password. So our current password is not necessary. So we're going to go ahead and go next. And in this case, we do want our new password because that's what we're trying to enter here. Now it's gone ahead and generated that for us. So all we need to do is just click this little icon here, and that will pre-fill that field with the password it's generated. Now, because we have a confirmation field down the bottom with the need to enter that password again, same thing, we just hit that icon again. It's going to ask us if we'd like to save that. New password is generated. We'll go ahead and say yes, and then we could submit our changes as it's prompted us to do so. And the last thing it'll do is just say, hey, just want to double check that that went through, and we can say yes. And that's that. So we're back here at 0 again. We're going to go through the login flow once more just so you can see how it works with that 2FA code plugged in now. So I'm going to go ahead and hit login. Of course, I could have got here again from the extension and just search 0 itself. But in this case, I am going to select my login and hit fill record and login. And here we are with the 2FA code request. And you can see it's actually filled that in for us. So I can just hit confirm. It is easy as that. If the 2FA code doesn't auto-inject for you, again, you can do that right click in the field, choose Keeper, and go down and inject your 2FA code that way. Or you can copy it directly from up in the app. Just copy and paste it. So a final scenario I want to run you through will be applicable for some of our clients, and that is Worktopia managed logins. This would depend on the security policies of your business and will be app specific. But for some apps, we will actually manage the logins for you. You won't know what the password is, and the only way you'll be able to log into it is via Keeper. So let's go ahead and have a look at what one of those look like. Again, I'm going to pop up to my Keeper extension and choose my login here. Now, underneath the title of this login, which is again a 0 for our example, you'll see that it says Manage Login by Worktopia. And under the password itself, it has privacy screen is enabled by the admin. So you won't actually be able to see that password or copy it. The only way you'll be able to inject that password is when you're visiting 0 itself. Now, this will still allow you to do some pretty cool things that you weren't able to do before. One of those will be to accept 0 invites, and the other will be to log back into 0 when the session times out. However, you won't be able to see the password. If you'd like to set this up for your team for any application, just get in touch with us and we'll walk you through the process. Well, that's a wrap for today, folks. Thanks for tuning in and watching this training video. I'm going to include a link down below with some extra videos from Keeper. You can go and take a deep dive on the various features if you wish. I will leave it there for today. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to submit a request, and I'll see you soon.